All right, more information about Chris Paul's time in LA coming to an end. Ramona Shelburne of ESPN detailed basically the fallout from this and the details leading up to his release from the Los Angeles Clippers. And it's pretty bizarre to me because Chris Paul in his career, people have said he's an asshole, he's tough to deal with, whatever the case may be, but wherever Chris Paul has done, he has gotten results. Looking at this, Romano Shelburne basically detailed a couple instances where Chris Paul tried to invite the teams out, one to a Halloween party. I can understand teammates not going to that. It's Halloween night. You want to go turn up at the club, do other stuff. Okay, whatever the case may be. But basically trying to build team unity and stuff like that. I can understand that. Also trying to invite them to a LA Rams game at his suite that he regularly attends, and teammates didn't show up to that. Okay, 0 for 2. Looking at it from that standpoint, just a lot of stuff going on with the coaching staff, especially Jeff Van Gundy, who everyone loves. Some stuff there on the defensive side that people know he runs the side of defense in that side of things for the Clippers. And there were some defensive coverages that was the final straw for Chris Paul there. That Chris Paul was kind of saying, hey, we should lighten up on the minutes on Kawhi, guarding Klay Thompson, running all these screens at this point in time as he's just coming back from injury. And that upset a lot of the people on the staff and Jeff Van Gundy, basically saying he switched the coverage without their acknowledgement. And Chris Paul directly went up to Kawhi Leonard and Chris Dunn and said, hey, did I say that to switch the coverage or did I suggest it? Both players saying that he just suggested it and didn't change the coverage. So there's a lot of stuff there where even stuff with Ty Lue where they're going back and forth with about how they're being used and why he was benched in certain minutes and stuff like that and how things are going. And Chris Paul is one of the best point guards of all time. And he's very headstrong. And basically it looked like that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And seeing it from that perspective and that standpoint, it's like, damn, like all he wanted to do was try to help this team win. And they're like 6-21 at the moment and heading down fast. And teammates are rubbing him the wrong way. There was a report about him leading the second unit and having them beat the starters. And it's like, okay, like Chris Paul's going to be competitive. Obviously, he's going to bring that fire out of people. But to sit there and beat the starters with the Los Angeles Clippers bench players, like, it seems like all he wanted to do is win. And a lot of the things that the Los Angeles Clippers are doing is just being complacent and wanting to do their jobs the same way they've always been without any conflict, without any ways to get better, especially as the ship be sinking. You already have the aspiration thing going on. People are already saying take away the All-Star game. Steve Ballmer's under investigation. Kawhi's under investigation. All this stuff is coming out, and it's just like, at what point do you guys try to lessen the distraction on yourselves? Because you guys don't own your pick. You're losing continuously. The aspiration fallout is going to come out at some point. And to see it continue like this is just baffling to me. And to see it and try to place it on Chris Paul when there's more than that going on, we know there's more than that going on. Obviously, they lost Bradley Beal. Guys have been in and out, especially Kawhi. Harden is dragging the team and stuff like that. And it's just like, you guys are doing yourselves no favors with this Chris Paul news coming out. And to sit there and place it on him, that's just low. And the Clippers are showing how terrible they are as an organization. And they deserve whatever they get because it just seems like they can't get out their own way. Even after all the Donald Sterling stuff, they're in a new light. The PG Kawhi thing didn't work, but at least you guys are making the playoffs and having some type of success. And being relevant at least a little bit, even though it's still a Laker town. You guys deserve whatever you get because the fact that you guys are doing this to Chris Paul and ushering out the door is very, very distasteful and very disgusting. And to see Ty Lue have frustration with Chris Paul, Jeff Van Gundy have problems with Chris Paul, the organization, players on the team, and all the stuff back and forth, when it just looks like all he was trying to do was win and put the team in the best position. And that rubs staff the wrong way and coaches the wrong way. It's like it looks like you guys are just how you are now. Your record is showing. You are your record. There's nothing, Bradley Beal's not fixing that, Kawhi's not fixing that, James Harden's not fixing that. You guys are your record. You guys stink.